once a month before the age of 35 increase their chance of melanoma by 75%. Now that's pretty high for just going once a month. Some people go way more than that. Today I'm going to talk about a few things. First of all, I'm going to state some facts you may not know about tanning beds, the dangers and risks that will increase in your health, and some other options that are out there for tanning instead of the UV radiation or outdoor tanning. Being that I am a user of tanning beds and the other options that are offered out there, I feel that this is very beneficial for you all to hear. The dangers of tanning indoors can cause many risks to rise in your health. So to start off, I'm going to begin revealing the facts you may not know about tanning beds. According to the Youth Behavior Surveillance, teens usually start at the age about 13 with tanning. 13% of all high school students tan, while 32% of the 12th grade girls tan. That is pretty high for when people are starting at 13 and going to the mid-30s with tanning. That takes a wear on your skin. Tanning is said to be bad news indoor and outdoor. According to the Melanoma Foundation in New England, they state that tanning in beds is far more risky than sun exposure. Tanning beds emit 15 times more UV radiation than the sun can. Tanning can also be addictive. Senior author of the study, psychiatrist Dr. Byron Adinoff, states that using tanning beds has rewarding effects to the brain, so people feel compelled to do it. This is also known as additive neurological reward and reinforcement trigger, which gives that brain the feeling that just like drugs or alcohol do, that you need it and it makes you feel good, so you do it all the time. Another point that you may not know about is some organizations are trying to fight the use of tanning equipment. The Healthy People of 2020 goals are, one of them is to reduce the number of youth tanning, which starts 9th through the 12th grades, to 14%, and the older generation to 13.7%. And some things you might not know about some of the states and their bannings of tanning is California and Vermont are involved in banning the minors 18 and under to not tan in beds. Now that we have covered some of the facts about tanning beds, let's move on to the health risks and dangers that tanning indoors can lead to. As we all know, tanning can cause cancer, but there's a few things that you might not know about cancer, what the levels are, or how deadly they can be to you. One that many of you know might be the deadliest known one, which is melanoma. Next comes squamous cell carcinoma, and then cancer of the eye, ocular melanoma. Also, your skin can see many changes, especially premature aging of skin, which you'll see the wrinkles come on sooner than they should. It would lead to possible eye damage, like I said before, not exactly cancer, but eye damage. And changes in your skin texture will result in like the leathery look and the feeling of it. Also, people who use the lotions in the tanning beds, the UV absorption increases highly because the skin is nice and moisturized, so the light connects with that really moist skin and it can give you a higher chance of cancer. Now that we have covered the facts and the health risks that tanning has, I would like to mention some other forms of tanning that you can do to get that same glow. Some other options rather than exposure to sun or UV radiation include the spray tan, which is sunless tanning, where you go into a bed and it sprays you from all different angles and gives you that tan look for about 1 to 2 weeks, which is basically you'd have to go tanning probably 3 or 4 times a week to get that same color. And it depends what kind of beds you use in the bulbs. Also, a spray tan is by far way more healthier for your skin. It doesn't involve no radiation or UV lights, and it does not harm your skin or eyes at all. You can also purchase self-tanners anywhere. They usually range from either lotions or sprays. and also self-tanners are less likely to be the less expensive route to go. There are definitely better ways that you can tan instead of putting your health at risk. In conclusion, I now hope you all have a little background on the facts of tanning, some things that you might have learned, and the risks and the dangers that are involved in tanning. And lastly, that you are aware of that there are other options that you can choose to go off from rather than going into bed. And lastly, my mom was diagnosed with some melanoma on her back, a couple moles she had to get removed, and that really showed me what kind of things even with outdoor tanning can lead to. So I hope you are informed and understand the possible outcomes of tanning indoors. Any questions?
When did you start tanning?
I started tanning at the age 16.
How many times a week do you tan?
Right now, I tan probably about 2 to 3 times a week. So it puts me kind of out there.
You mentioned that tanning beds are riskier than outdoor tanning. Why is that?
They said on an article that there is, if you go 20 minutes in like a bed that has like the kind of lower bulbs, and you go outside for like 3 hours, you'll get the same kind of tan. So being 3 hours outside is better than being 20 minutes in a bed when you do that way more often than you are outside.